Today we've gotten another big info drop on Back 4 Blood. We've gotten a look at all of the 8 survivors along with more of the game's special Ridden enemies. Just like last time, we learned a lot from the trailer, both from what was said and also some blink and you'll miss it moments. So I rounded up everything we learned, gathered up all the screenshots, and dissected this trailer frame by frame so that we can dive into all of the latest news on Back 4 Blood. To start off, the trailer showed off all 8 of the survivors and their special abilities. I'm not going to read off all of the characters' different perks and class traits just because I think that would be kind of boring, but I will show it all on screen. First off, we have Walker, the military veteran. Doc, the healer. Carly can sense hazards like door alarms and crows. Jim, the marksman, who actually reminds me a lot of Dizzy from the Gears of War series.
Wasn't expecting to run into you boys again.
Hoffman, the explosives guy. Evangelo, the new guy who can break out of grabs. Holly, the melee expert. And the ever-supportive badass, Mom. We also got a really good look at a lot of the special Ridden types and even ones that were first shown in the last update. The Breaker that was first shown off in the last trailer is confirmed to be a tank-like enemy. It has massive club-like arms that it'll use to smash and jump at you with. And it also kind of looks like it might have some kind of other special ability. If you look at its head in this shot, you can see that both the head and the mouth are glowing and pulsing as it screams, possibly summoning more common infected, or maybe it's just entering kind of like a rage-like state where it can move faster and deal more damage. We also got a really good look at the Snitcher, both from the trailer and also a screenshot provided via their website. And now you can have a really clear picture of what this thing actually looks like. The Snitcher, of course, is the special infected type that will scream and summon the horde if you alert it. Then there's the enemy that I'm the most interested to learn more about, the Hag. The Hag will literally eat players whole if you aggravate it. A card that kind of gives a description of the Hag reads, "The best way to avoid being devoured is to not rouse the ire of the Hag." This is just speculation right now, but it really does seem like the Hag is going to work similar to the Witch from Left 4 Dead, where it can be avoided, but if you piss it off and alert it, it's going to have a major consequence for you and your team, where it'll instantly incapacitate you or other team members. In the trailer, as the Hag is eating one of the players, it looks like you'll be able to save the player if you're able to kill the Hag fast enough. Getting a closer look at the Hag, I think it looks really awesome. There's arms sticking out of its mouth and squirming around and grabbing at anything it can. The lack of eyes and arms trying to pull you in and devour you just triggers something in me, and I can already imagine how scary it's going to be having this thing run at you, especially with the dark card enabled. In the last update, we learned a lot about some of the special Ridden variants, and we got a look at a few more of these throughout the new trailer. So here's 3 variations of this one type. There's the Wretch, the Reeker, and we don't know the name of the third, but we can see the different designs for each of them, and even hints at how they differ from each other from a gameplay perspective. The Wretch is what we've seen in the reveal trailer and in the alpha. It spits bile that blinds you and attracts other zombies. It also blows up and has the same kind of splash damage effect. This variant, that we don't know the name of yet, seems to be a lot more aggressive and is always wanting to get right up in the player's face. In this shot, you can also see that it's glowing and pulsing, implying that it's going to explode. This variant really seems like it's going to be kind of like a bomber type. That just makes a lot of sense to me. We didn't really see much of the Reeker in action, more of just kind of like a look at the character design. Next up, let's take a look at one of the Hawker variants. It is from afar, but one of the things I like about the designs of the variants is that they're different enough to where you can still tell the difference from afar. Now, I actually missed this in the last trailer, but we can see this variant up close for like a split second where you can see that its brain is exposed and its face is all messed up. Whether this is the Stinger or the Stalker, I'm not exactly sure, but you can see this variant jumping with a very familiar technique. To kind of finish off here, I want to just blast through all of that blink and you'll miss it information that I mentioned earlier. In this shot, you can see what looks like a supply crate housing weapons or items like in World War Z. We get a shot of Jim using a mounted machine gun, so that confirms a mounted machine gun and a mortar. The special infected are confirmed to have weak points, seemingly any of the bright red fleshy parts of their bodies, like the Bruiser's arm, which we can actually see in action right here, and it even has a special death animation for. There's the glowing red stomach and head of the Hawker variants, and the belly of the Wretch types. The marketing of Back 4 Blood is really starting to ramp up again. E3 is less than a month away, Warner Brothers is going to be at Summer Games Fest this year, and Turtle Rock is even planning an open beta sometime this summer. And I'm going to be covering all of that, so if you want to stay up to date with everything Back 4 Blood, Halo Infinite, and other cool game announcements, consider sticking around. Thanks for checking out the video, leaving a like helps out a lot around here, and until next time, have a good one.